So I have a little story time for y'all. So last night I was upstairs using the bathroom and everything. And at the corner of my eye, I saw my light in my backyard go off, which lets me know somebody was walking back there. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I turn my light off so I could get a real good look. And I see my neighbor, not my neighbor next door, but the neighbor after him, one house down, walking his dog from my backyard, letting it poop. That's the only reason you would be back there at that time of night walking your dog. So I'm pissed, right? I didn't say nothing. So this morning, I got up, had my coffee, got dressed, and decided how was I going to handle this situation because I didn't want to be rude or anything. So about an hour ago, I went ahead and I went and knocked on this door. I said, last night there was a gentleman, the lady answered the door. Last night there was a gentleman walking in my backyard with y'all's dog, and it was on a leash, so I know it was walked over to my backyard, pooping in my backyard. I said that's not right. I said I need somebody to come get this poop out of my backyard and don't have your dog come over here anymore, pooping in my yard. And she's like, oh, okay, I told the kids not to let the dog run over there. I said, no, the dog didn't run over to my yard. It was on a leash by a gentleman, okay? And I said, so I just want someone to come and pick it up, get it out of my yard. So I come on, walked home, sat down a minute, about 10 minutes later, I see them walking through my backyard, him and two boys. So yeah, that kind of pissed me off, having someone come and poop in your backyard, your dog poop in my backyard, he's doing it at night, so you sneaking and doing it. And I had called her, excuse me, one other time doing this when we first moved here, but I didn't say anything. My backyard on the block is the backyard that all the kids come and play in. I don't care, I don't mind. I have a super huge backyard. When we moved here, the lady was like, do you mind if the kids play in your yard? I said, I have no problem at all, because sometimes I'm cooking and I look at the window and they're back there playing and everything. Although they tore down my rose bushes. I don't know how they did that. Looked like a whole body was just slammed on them. They were just shot to hell. Anyways, yeah, so then my husband calls me on his lunch break and I told him what happened. He called me a bully. I'm like, how am I a bully? He was like, why are you always trying to get mess started? I said, I'm not trying to get mess started, but if you don't address the situation, they're just going to continue doing it. They don't care. They're letting me know they don't care about my property or anything. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he's a little salty with me. Talking, we get along with all the neighbors and blah, blah, blah. You want to bully people. And I'm like, I'm not bullying anybody. But anyways, that's how my day has gone so far. So, yeah, had to set the record straight. What we all have done. Have a great day.